Things to never do as a DJ. I'm DJ Spiegel Spin, and I made a lot of mistakes as a DJ, and in this video, I'm going to tell you what not to do so you don't have to make the same mistakes I have. So, one thing to never do as a DJ is to show up drunk or intoxicated in any way. Now, it may be tempting because as a DJ, if you're DJing at a bar or at a party, at a wedding and stuff like that, people are going to offer you free drinks. And yeah, it's fine to take one drink, maybe two drinks, but some people will say, oh, I'm a better DJ when I'm drunk. I'm a better singer when I'm drunk. When actually, no, you're not. You just think you're a better DJ when you're drunk, but you're actually not because you have less motor functions and you can't pay attention as good, and it's just not a good thing to do. It makes you look very unprofessional. Now, if you want to get into DJing because you like partying and drinking, and that's the reason why you want to get into DJing because you love going out and drinking and you want to do that for a job, just don't even bother because it's not good. It's not a good idea. Becoming a DJ because you like to drink is like becoming a pharmacist because you like to do drugs. So it's just not good to be in that type of situation. So always show up sober and always be professional. And also leading into number 2 is show up on time. A lot of DJs, for whatever reason, think that they're like an eccentric artist or something like that, and they could get away with showing up late, being fashionable late or whatever, and stuff like that. Do show up on time and be as professional as you would with any other job, because people in the industry, bar owners, club owners, venue owners, they all talk to each other and they will communicate, and you don't want to get a bad name for yourself starting out and be known as a DJ that shows up drunk and who shows up late. Another thing to never do as a DJ is if you're playing an opening set. So if you're booked to play before a bigger name DJ, never steal the spotlight from them. If you're booked to do an opening set, make sure you're doing an opening set. A lot of the times it'll be where people are still coming into the venue. There's not a lot of people there. The staff is still setting up some stuff. And people didn't come there to see you. They went there to see the next DJ. So what you could do is you could find out what the DJ, their style is, what their favorite track to play is, what their original tracks that they produced are, and maybe if you could go to one of their events and watch them live, that would be great. Another thing that you could do is just search them on SoundCloud, Mixcloud, or even on YouTube or TikTok and see what kind of stuff they DJ, and just make sure you don't steal the spotlight from them. Play stuff that's going to complement them and kind of lead up to their style, and never play the song that they're famous for or the song that they always play, and never steal any of their mixes. Like if they play these two songs together and they do an awesome mix on those two songs, just don't do it. Don't steal the spotlight from the DJ that you're playing before, because this, especially if you're just starting out, this could ruin your chances of getting booked again, and it's just not good to have a more popular DJ dislike you. It's just bad news all around. Now, another thing to never do as a DJ is to show up unprepared. So you get booked for a gig a month out, and then you just go about your life, do whatever you're doing, and then the day comes for the gig, you go grab your stuff and do the gig. That's a completely bad idea, and it's going to make your gig very stressful and really hard to pull off if you can pull it off. And I know you may think, oh, I have all these backup playlists. So over here, if we go over to my playlist, I have playlists for all types of different scenarios. I got playlists for hip-hop. I got playlists for different years, and I'm always prepared with playlists. But with every gig that you do, you should make a specific playlist for it. So this one over here is the 4th of July party for 2022. That playlist was specifically for the gig that I was playing on the 4th of July. And then I have some other ones here. I got House Party in 2000. That one didn't go. I got the 50th birthday party. And then I got some other playlist made for the specific gig. So if you know you're doing a gig in a month at the Outback Steakhouse, just prepare for it. Build your playlist, go to the venue and see what type of music is playing, what type of crowd is there. Is it mostly older people, or is it people in their 20s trying to go nuts and party? It's going to make a big difference on how you bring your playlist and what type of equipment you bring. So always be prepared, and that leading into the next thing to never do as a DJ is never sell yourself short. Because if you're booked for a 4-hour DJ gig, it doesn't mean that you're only working for 4 hours. So if someone gives you $200 for a 4-hour gig, don't be like, oh, $50 an hour, that's better than what I make at the cell phone store. Because that's not true. Because like I said in the other tip, you have to prepare. It's going to take you weeks. It's going to take you discovering new music every day. And then all of these songs, you have to prepare them. So what you're going to do is you're going to find the songs, and then you're going to make, what did I do? You're going to find these songs, and then you're going to make cue points on them. So every song that you play, you should be putting cue points in where you want to start and cue points where you want to end. And then also with vocals that you're going to want to be playing loops of and stuff like that. So it's going to take you a lot more than 4 hours to do the gig. So make sure you charge accordingly. So don't sell yourself short. So if one bar offers you $500 and that's what you've been getting paid, don't go to another bar that's going to pay you $200 or $300. So make sure that you set a standard for what you should be getting paid and that you stick to it and don't sell yourself short. Because when I first started, I would just take any gig that came along. If it was a couple $100, I would just think of it by the hours that I was getting paid and the time that the gig was. And then I found out that, yeah, $200 in 4 hours is great, but it actually took me 1 hour to set up, 1 hour to tear down, and it took me a week and a half to prepare. So it was basically less than minimum wage. So just make sure you set your prices and you stick to it. And as you grow a bigger following, you increase it as you go. Another thing to never do as a DJ is don't get caught up on all the new equipment. Nobody cares what controller you use. Nobody cares what kind of equipment you use. Except if you're doing a mobile DJ gig where you have to bring all the speakers and the lights, definitely bring professional equipment and bring speakers that are loud enough and that sound great. But nobody really cares about your controller except for other DJs, so you don't have to go spend thousands of dollars on controllers. If you have a good entry-level controller, don't be shy to start taking your first gigs. Don't be one of those people that say, oh, I'm going to get gigs once I get more equipment. I would suggest you do the opposite. Get the gigs, start saving your money, and then invest your profits from the gigs into the new equipment that's going to actually make you more money. So I hope this helped you guys be more clear and know what to do and what not to do as a DJ. When I first started out, I did all of these mistakes, and sometimes I catch myself making these mistakes even today, and I have to correct myself and remember that I learned my lesson already. So if you guys want to learn more stuff about doing gigs, making money as a DJ, or also just new stuff with DJ Pro and DJing with the iPad and the future of DJ, subscribe to my channel and give this video a like. I make DJ videos every day.